Beneath a star-filled sky, Ash Heath's devoted followers chant his name in perfect unison. They bow and offer praise to the young man seated upon the throne, completely unaware that behind his cold, composed expression, he's internally losing it. Just a few hours earlier, he was still in his original world, trapped at his mobile game company, pulling an all-nighter like a soulless employee. Now he sits on a throne before strangers, speaking a language that definitely isn't Chinese. Yet somehow he understands every single word. After forcing himself to calm down and slowly connecting the dots, one conclusion becomes unavoidable. He transmigrated. He curls his fingers, rolls his shoulders, and controls his breathing. This body responds flawlessly, as if it were always his. Then he notices something else. The original owner of this body shared his first name. Maybe that explains why he ended up here. But there's a problem so serious his stomach sinks. He has absolutely no memories belonging to the original Ash. From what he can tell, this Ash Heath must be some kind of holy figure. These people practically revere him. And if he messes up, if he says the wrong thing, there's no chance they'll calmly accept, "I'm not who you think I am." They'll punish him. So he remains seated, struggling to hide his fear, while countless eyes stare up at him, as though awaiting a divine proclamation. Then the chanting grows louder. They cry out to the great Ash Heath, begging him to save their world. Brilliant colors begin gathering around him, swirling like a ritual forming in real time. And then, blessings descend. The Lord of a billion lights, ruler of battle, courage, and honor, floods his body with raw power. The sovereign of snow, rain, and fate follows. Next, the ruler of wisdom and destiny grants him the angel of wisdom. Then the ruler of equality and sharing bestows upon him the angel of everlasting health. Finally, the ruler of fantasy, love, and joy gifts him charm beyond compare. Power surges through Ash like a tidal wave. His blood runs hot. His bones feel reinforced. For a brief moment, he almost convinces himself this is a good outcome. A hero selected by gods, worshipped by countless believers. He can already imagine it, slaughtering monsters, saving the world, marrying a breathtaking princess like something straight out of a fantasy tale. The illusion shatters when a follower rushes forward, voice trembling. "The mad hunters have discovered our hideout. They're here. Great Ash. Everything rests on you." Ash hears the enemy's name clearly and lets out a confident smirk, mainly because it sounds exactly like something villains would call themselves. He draws his sword and tells them to guide him outside. He'll deal with the threat personally. That's when the doors burst open. A group of striking knights storms in, their presence sharp and oppressive. One of them steps forward and challenges Ash to a duel. Ash feels divine energy roaring within him. He tests a few movements instinctively, experimenting with the abilities granted by the gods. He even considers shouting dramatic skill names, but restrains himself, deciding to stay low-key. He swings. A blade of force tears through the air, as if space itself has been cut apart. Ash's eyes widen, so he really does possess power, but the hunters respond with something far more terrifying. A devastating strike detonates across the room. Ash's followers are hurled backward like scraps of paper, many hitting the ground and never getting back up. Blood splashes across the floor. Screams echo. Ash is sent flying, slamming hard into the ground as his vision spins. Only then does reality crash into him. Even with divine blessings, he's nowhere near their level. He acted like a main character, but he's still just an ordinary guy thrown into a world he doesn't understand. For a moment, he forgot who he truly was in his old life. Someone society crushed daily. A knight steps forward and introduces himself. Gerald, Crime Hunting Bureau. He calmly lists Ash's crimes, kidnappings, murders, theft, and involvement in the Four Pillars cult. "If you have objections," Gerald adds with a frigid smile, "you can file a complaint at the Kimon branch front desk, or submit it directly to the mayor's office." Then he looks down at Ash like something stuck to his boot. "You actually thought you could fight a tri-wing hunter? You're not even in the same realm as my 4 double-wing chaos spirits." Handcuffs snap shut. Ash Heath, the leader of the Four Pillars cult, is officially under arrest, and Gerald announces it like a badge of honor. Today, the city is safer because Ash has finally been locked away. Later, inside the Crime Hunting Bureau, Ash sits in an interrogation room. A staff member asks basic questions: his name, gender, and identity. Ash answers what he can, then admits he can't remember the rest. Amy, another hunter, slams her hand on the table, furious. "Do you think we're stupid? You're playing us." Another hunter boasts that his level 1 interrogation license can force a confession out of anyone. Gerald immediately cuts him off. "Back down, tear up that license while you're at it." He reminds them of the Human Rights Act. Parliament is watching closely. They can't treat Ash like a punching bag. Amy snaps, demanding a memory mage to extract the truth directly from his mind. Gerald's expression darkens. The memory mage won't come. Amy freezes. What do you mean, won't? Memory evidence is essential. Gerald explains that Ash has seen the four pillars, making memory extraction essentially suicidal. No cultist has ever been successfully extracted. And 134 years ago, a memory mage attempted it anyway, only to be corrupted and converted, unintentionally strengthening the cult. Amy clenches her teeth. So what now? No testimony, no extraction. How do we build a case? Gerald remains calm. This interrogation is nothing more than a performance. He reminds her of the real event, a public trial with the entire city acting as jury on the 15th at 8 p.m. Amy storms out, fed up. Ash, meanwhile, receives periodic breaks due to regulations. Gerald quietly observes him and realizes Ash's fear doesn't seem fake. His panic feels genuine. And Gerald knows the law. If someone shows clear signs of memory loss, they may be exempt from punishment. If memory extraction could prove Ash truly lost his memories, he might walk free. But extraction isn't possible, so everything depends on the public's judgment. Ash sits there bitterly wondering what might have happened if he transmigrated as a true hero instead of a cult leader who got ambushed the moment he arrived. Worse still, during interrogation, they showed him evidence, and he nearly threw up after seeing it. This body wasn't innocent. The original Ash Heath truly was a monster. Ash swallows hard, wondering how they'll execute him. He's almost grateful for how civilized the interrogation feels, and silently hopes the death penalty doesn't exist in this world. Then his neck suddenly burns. A system window appears. You have been invited as a special guest to Blood Moon Judgment. Ash stares at it in confusion and tries to respond, only for the system to block him due to his arrest and interrogation status. Then he realizes something. The system functions like a smartphone, and he can control it with his mind. Most features are locked, but one app remains accessible, Aurora's Sorcerer Manual. Ash goes cold. It's the mobile game his company created back in his original world. He remembers leading its planning and operations. He remembers downloading the demo, working through the night, and then he transmigrated. If this app exists here, it might be his cheat. He drags it onto his home screen and opens it. Warnings flood the interface. No network. Error messages everywhere. He nearly closes it until a message appears. Search system, operating normally. He checks again. Only two functions work, gotcha and top up. Ash taps top up, a payment screen appears. He taps again. Still payment. He has no money, no cards, nothing. Just as he's about to give up, the check-in system unlocks. He checks in and receives one source crystal, enough for a 10 times operator search with a guaranteed unit. Desperate, he uses it, praying for something absurdly strong, anything to avoid Blood Moon Judgment. The first operator appears, Berserker Sword Maiden. Ash scans her kit and groans. Even the starter unit needs serious grinding before she's usable. Then he checks the next operator and freezes. Flash. It's him. The game is referencing him, and it states that experience can be shared between him and his operators. Ash's thoughts race. If Sword Maiden levels up, then he levels up too. This might be his only chance to survive, maybe even escape. He checks his inventory and realizes he actually has ideal training items. Then he learns something else. An operator's mood affects training efficiency. Better mood equals better growth. So while Ash is literally waiting for execution, he has to manage a virtual character's mental state to maximize progress. After improving her mood, he registers Berserker Sword Maiden into the manual. Training begins. Ash tries to stay awake and monitor it, but exhaustion finally drags him under.